Hey everyone, Ben here, back with more British touring car content in rFactor 2, ahead of their latest DLC drop on the 8th of August, which will be available to purchase on the rFactor 2 Steam store page. And we have a new 2021 BTCC car arriving in the sim, the Hyundai i30 Fastback N Performance, which joins the Toyota Corolla GR and the Infiniti Q50, meaning we now have 3 of the 8 manufacturers from the real-life season on the virtual grid. The new car is perhaps most famous for being piloted by Tom Ingram to a series of race wins in 2021. And the chassis looks fantastic, and it comes armed with the iconic Ginsters Pasty livery too. But the important thing is, how does it go out on track? So let's see a couple of laps in practice at Silverstone running the national circuit layout. The thing which strikes me immediately is how good the car sounds. It's a really nice recreation of the rasping Tocker engine and definitely gives me the feeling of being trackside at a BTCC race weekend. As for the handling, well, much like the first 2 BTCC cars in rFactor 2, the Hyundai feels very nice. It's stable and predictable, especially once you have the tyres up to temperature, and although I'm a big fan of front wheel drive cars, I think this is a drive that most people will be able to get to grips with pretty quickly, which is great because it means the focus can then be on pushing to the limit and having really close door banging racing. The force feedback is as good as you'd expect from rFactor 2. You get all the track detail, the curbs and the cars themselves give you a very good level of information and feel authentic going through high speed and slow speed corners. In fact, as a standalone piece of content, I'm not sure there's too much to argue with here. I suppose my only concern, or slight negative really, is I'd love to get the car out on track with a full grid of British touring cars right now and have a great selection of official circuits to choose from too. But we know the plan is to gradually release the full 2021 season in quarterly drops. But as this is the only BTCC content this time round, at this rate we're going to be deep into 2023 before we see anything like the full roster. And the cost of individual purchases is going to add up. And that feels like a big shame, given how good the content is and how popular I'm sure it would be. But as I say, as a standalone piece of content based on a full morning's running, it feels and drives great, and it's a super accompaniment to the Toyota and the Infiniti. And speaking of those 2 cars, check out the video on screen for a fantastic race around Donington with a stacked grid and plenty of side-by-side British touring car action.